Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Coffee with Father James, and I have my Alpha mug, my Alpha Yeti mug, it's a Yeti mug, and behind me you see the tables all set up for the meal tonight and the Alpha logo, and you may hear some little background tinglings. That's Ray, our incredible chef, comes here on Tuesdays and gives so much of his time and talent in such a loving way, and he made 120 salmon fish cakes and little pastry boats with homemade relish, and I'm looking forward to supper. But Ray is amazing. He does an amazing job, as do all of our team. And you know, I'm on the team. I don't do that much on the team. I just kind of show up and eat the food and hang out in a small group. That's Ray whistling. And I got to say, it's been an amazing experience, you know, because as you know, there's a lot of less pleasant things that we have to deal with in parish ministry right now, or parish leadership. You know, the questions of the buildings and all this. These are unhappy, sad, heavy subjects. And I just felt that, especially last week, I think back to my experience in the Alpha small group, it was a real joy to me. You know, we have a number of people in our group who are not baptized, some who are really searching, and some people who were raised Catholic but are no longer connected, and the conversations are just amazing. They're just very, very life-giving, and I'm very, very happy to be a part of that process. So that's why I figured I'd come to you from here, and you could see the layout and the effort that our team makes to be prepared and to welcome, because one of the central values in Alpha is hospitality. Well, speaking of welcoming, if you're watching this video on Tuesday, when it's usually released, that very evening, so Tuesday evening, the 19th, we're having the first of our town hall listening committee meetings. That will be on the topic of the proposed closure of Immaculate Conception Church in Woodside. And on Thursday night, we're having another meeting, a town hall meeting, which is on the top subject of the proposed closure of St. Paul's Church. Now, both meetings, as I've said before, they're going to happen at the St. Peter's location because of the necessity for people to be doubly vaccinated to actually come in person. We decided to have it at the St. Peter's location simply because we have the technology there to do a Zoom call. So here's the thing: you're all invited. The official description of these gatherings and the process that the listening committee is going to undergo over the next number of weeks, with meeting different parish groups, smaller groups, is that anyone who will be impacted by the closure of these buildings is welcome to share their thoughts. And so that means impacted negatively. It also means that, you know, the impact could be in a larger scale in terms of the whole parish of Our Lady of Guadalupe and how we are grappling with our future, with the buildings that we have. And it also involves all of our parishioners. Yes, there's obviously a special relevance of this conversation to people who have a history at either of these locations. It's going to be more difficult for those folks, and those are the folks that we need to take special care to listen to and to journey with. But the question of our buildings, of our future, is a critical one for all of our parishioners, regardless of which location you come from. As I said last week, parishioners of every background of the different parishes, we've all lost a part of our identity. We've all lost something in this process. It's all been difficult, you know, let alone the amalgamation, never mind, you know, also COVID and getting stuck with a new priest. So it has been difficult, but the challenge for us as a parish is to not only focus on what we're losing. It's a legitimate thing. We need to grieve. We need to process this, but we also want to invite people to look at what we can receive through this. And so I want to invite everyone to come out to these meetings, and especially even if you're watching this and you're saying, well, I've only been in the parish for a couple of months. Well, if you consider yourself to be a parishioner, then I think you have a right to be at that meeting, and if there's a chance to have your input added to the proceedings. Now, here's the thing: it's going to be a challenge. We don't know how many people are going to show up do we? Well, hang on, let me look at my notes. So you need to register to come on Zoom. You need to go to our website to register on Zoom. Here's the link right here. You don't need to register to come in person. So yeah, we don't know how many people are going to come. And we want to give everyone an equal opportunity to have a couple of minutes to share their own particular thoughts. So the team have put together a way of doing this, and they'll explain that tomorrow night. But it's a meeting run by human beings is going to be an imperfect process, but we're going to do our best. And please remember that both of these town hall meetings are but simply the beginning of a process that's going to involve trying to engage with as many parishioners as possible. So if somehow at the end of this week you say, I went to those meetings and darn it, I didn't get to have anyone listen to me. Don't worry, contact us. We'll sit down and we'll listen to you as well. So that is the upcoming meetings this week. Next week, on Sunday, starting Sunday night, the priests of the Archdiocese are going to be going on retreat. And this is a rescheduled retreat of a retreat that was rescheduled from earlier on in the spring. And so it was rescheduled twice, and it is what it is. We didn't have a real priest retreat the year before, so I know for myself and many of my brother priests, we're like kind of dying to have this time away from the busyness, just to have a time to reflect and pray. Most of our day is going to be actually in silence. We're going to have a lot of time in silence, and we'll have time in the evenings to have a meal together and talk to one another. So that's starting Sunday night and goes all the way through until Friday afternoon. So please keep the priests of the diocese in your prayers. It involves all the priests, those in active ministry, those who are retired. So for that reason, there will be no weekday masses at all, Monday through Friday, because we're all on retreat. And so please, if you're ready to get up to go to morning mass, and then you remember, instead of saying those darn priests, maybe take some time to pray for us darn priests. We would appreciate it very much. Looking down here, out of the office, pray for the priests. Yes, Immaculate Conception 100th anniversary on October 30th. It's a Saturday morning, the day after the priest retreat ends. There's going to be a Mass to mark the 100th anniversary of the first Mass at Immaculate Conception location. Now, this was a Mass that was held in the basement of the church on October 30th, 1921, before they had completed upstairs. Upstairs, the first Mass to be held upstairs was actually December 25th of that same year. So October 30th is our day. It's going to be a 10 a.m. Saturday Mass. We're inviting everyone who has a connection with Immaculate Conception presently or from the past, and indeed all of our parishioners who have roots in all the locations. Let's come and celebrate a part of this heritage. It is, I believe, the oldest physical church building, the Catholic church building in Dartmouth. It's 100 years old. And so come and celebrate that piece of history as well. And there'll be a little reception afterwards right in the church. And then finally, on the end of October, we know that we celebrate something called Halloween. And we also have the next day, on the day of Feast Day of All Souls, we have a special Mass. And so All Souls Day is, Halloween is October 30th, right? I get that right? And it's because it's the evening before All Saints or All Hallows, which is November 1st. And then All Souls is November 2nd. Do you get that? So there's Halloween, the evening before All Hallows, but we celebrate All Hallows means All Saints, and then All Souls is November 2nd. And what we have a custom in our parish that's been around for a number of years is our team is going to be sending out a letter, an invitation to all the families in the past year who have experienced loss of a loved one and who had their funeral in some way through our parish. And I was told before we started that is up to 70 families are going to be receiving an invitation. So it's a Mass that's open to everyone. We'll be most likely having a regular 9 a.m. Mass that morning, but this Mass will be at 7 p.m. at the St. Peter's site. And if you are connected with the family, of course, and you have a loved one that you would like to be recognized who passed away in this past year, who you'd like to be recognized in a particular way, just please contact the Parish Office at this website right here, right here. So I think that's about it. And I better go get ready for Alpha. So God bless, and I was going to say happy Halloween, but it's not Halloween yet. So happy Tuesday. Take care.